brother and sister, born to the same mother, slept on the same bed every night with a curtain separating them. The girl could only fall asleep if she gently held onto the edge of her brother's clothes. She knew her brother didn't like her very much, but in this fragile, uneasy blended family, he was the only person she could rely on. Years earlier, the girl had followed her mother into this remarried household, unaware that her stepfather was not the kind man he appeared to be. As time passed, his behavior became increasingly inappropriate. He waited for years until the girl was about to reach adulthood, planning to cross a line that should never be crossed. The girl tried to leave, but her mother hesitated. She was told to keep her voice down and endure for the sake of survival. When the girl was pushed into a corner with no way out, her brother appeared at the doorway like a sudden ray of light. The man immediately backed down. The girl, trembling with fear, followed closely behind her brother into the room. From that moment on, her brother knew everything she had been through at home. Late at night, footsteps once again approached her room. Hearing the sound draw closer, the girl curled up in the corner, shaking uncontrollably. Her brother's authority in the household had been earned through countless confrontations. That was why his body bore many old injuries. "It's okay," he reassured her softly. That night, they slept again on the same bed, separated by the curtain. Without realizing it, she reached out and held onto his clothes. 3 months later, she would leave home to attend university. She would finally be free from that house. But she couldn't help wondering, would that also mean losing her brother? The next morning, she reached out and lightly touched his face. Unexpectedly, he opened his eyes, and she quickly pulled her hand back in embarrassment. He knew her part-time job had ended. Coincidentally, his company needed an office assistant, so he brought her along with him. Unbeknownst to them, the man was already waiting at home. After the marriage, her mother's health had declined, and she required regular medical treatment. The man insisted the girl accompany her mother to the hospital that day. Her mother quietly pulled her aside. She had always known what her daughter had endured. Yet, in order to continue living in that household, she asked her daughter to make compromises no child should ever be asked to make. She urged her to choose a nearby university and return home every weekend, calling it repayment for raising her. The girl was stunned. She never imagined her once loving mother could say such words. Before she could respond, her brother firmly took her hand and led her away without hesitation. At the company, she noticed the respect and attention her brother received. Because of his outstanding performance, the company rewarded him with an apartment personally selected by the boss's daughter. Yet he gave the apartment entirely to the girl. "For your safety," he told her, "no matter who asks, say you live here with me." He didn't even register his own access. The apartment became the girl's personal safe space. "If it's you, I'm not afraid," she said softly. The access code was his birthday. Days later, the family discovered she had moved out. Seeing the injuries on her brother's hand, she knew another confrontation had taken place. That night, the man followed her and discovered the apartment building. Messages from her mother kept coming, begging her to return home, saying all the pressure was now being directed at her. Fear overwhelmed the girl. The sound of footsteps echoed endlessly in her mind. She wondered if she could ever truly escape. Just then, her phone rang. She rushed to the door, and when she saw her brother standing there, everything felt brighter. She rushed into his arms. When he asked what was wrong, she chose not to burden him and said she had simply been startled by a stranger. Looking at the small tool on the table, she reminded herself that she was growing up and needed to learn how to protect herself. One day, her bag was accidentally knocked to the ground, and her brother noticed what she carried. "Living alone, you need something for peace of mind," he said. "I can't be by your side all the time." Soon after, he received a call about an important career opportunity, a chance that could completely change his future. "Brother, I didn't hear you."